Hey, how's everybody doing? This is Updates from Chicago with your boy Bruce and Don Kelly.
Right on.
Diggity Don. What's going on, Don?
Man, first of all, the blizzard of 2015 has taken its effects on Chicago. And we're all right in the middle of it. I don't know how you're doing on your streets, man, but, man, every time I go out to make a move, the damn snowplow comes, so thank God for those. I'm not talking about the mayor and all his progress, but, man, every time I shovel snow, go back in, get dressed, go out and take a run, the snow truck comes through and put all snow right back around the car. So I got this wall of snow, of ice, that I got to start all over again. It's very hard to move around in Chicago in the side streets, but I digress. I'm doing great. Otherwise.
Well, I will say this. From a photography standpoint, it's perfect. I mean, you can go on Instagram, WWBC Media. Yeah, on Instagram, I got some amazing shots downtown and my house and just street areas in Chicago. Man, this is great. I got one at the bottom of the Sears Tower, and I got like a zoom lens pointed to the top of it. And you can see snow coming down. And I had to be real careful because, you get any snow. We're photographers. That's what we do. How long have you been doing photography for?
Oh, man. Started photography 20-some years ago. We won't go into actual numbers because that's all irrelevant. It's all about how good you are and what you do. But anyway, I'll just say that I moved into videography about 8 to 10 years ago because I saw where all this was going with content. Everybody needs content. And with the TV kind of winding down and the internet picking up, there's even more content needed, and that's what we do.
Exactly. We are content creators. And that's what I was doing in the middle of the blizzard. I was creating content. I was getting the shot, and it was funny. It was like a McDonald's had a little awning, and I didn't want to get my camera wet, so I'm like right on the edge of that awning, and I'm like pointing with the zoom lens up at the Sears Tower. And they were just looking at me like, what are you doing? What's wrong with this guy? And I kept going in for 3 or 4 minutes because the wind was blowing like south. So it was coming right towards me. And then I was like waiting for it to stop. So I had to go in, McDonald's, wait a little bit. As soon as I saw the wind let up a little bit, run out, I already had the camera, everything ready, run out, try to get, and I finally got the shot. Took about a good hour.
That's what it's all about, getting that shot. People don't realize when they see a picture that looks great, they don't know what it takes to make that shot the shot. They really don't know. Sometimes, historically, you look back to photographers who had to do it the old-fashioned way when there was film, and every shot had to count. Those guys would get up early in the morning to be ready to make that shot, especially because the best time to shoot a picture is before the sun comes up and just as the sun is going down. So a lot of those guys would have to get up real early in the morning to get to the spot they wanted to be at to take that shot. So people aren't really aware of what it takes to do that. So that's
luckily
why
now we have light
value of it.
Right.
It still takes time. You have to still put your expertise and energy into that shot. Sometimes you do have to couple it along a little bit if the exposure's off a little bit, or you might have to crop something out to make it so people can just focus on what they're supposed to be seeing. You might have somebody, people do these selfies now. People jump up in the background and make faces or put fingers, Bugs Bunny ears over them and stuff. You try to avoid looks like that because that detracts from the actual picture. But that's where photography has been, and that's where it's going, and that's what we do. And videography has come along a long way as well. I mean, used to have a camera that weighed a ton. You had to have somebody help you with cables and electricity or batteries to run it. I mean, it's just a whole lot. Now you could get by with 2 girls and a small boy to help you. So it works out much better now, especially with the girls.
Yeah, man. Speaking of, I'm not even going to try to do that segue. Let's just talk about the Super Bowl. I was about to try to do a very lame segue and try to force, but I just couldn't do it. I couldn't figure out how to go from photography to football. I just couldn't.
Well, there were girls at the football stadium watching football, so I think that's a perfect way to do it.
Or the cheerleaders. I could have went to pretty. Or there are plenty of cameras at the Super Bowl. Well, you know, you live and we learn.
Take two.
Right, take two on the live air. On the air live.
Right on.
Did you see the Super Bowl?
How good we are.
Did you see
Sunday, isn't it? They always talk about it. Isn't the Super Bowl
good. Super Bowl Sunday. See, I keep forgetting you. With you time traveling and all, you know, your schedule out of whack. But no, Dr. Who, the Super Bowl was last Sunday, right? And it was one of the best Super Bowls. He's stepping into the TARDIS right now.
The Super Bowl. The Super Bowl. Oh, yeah. Oh, it was a hell of a thing. Man, wow, yeah. Oh, boy. And the end result, that's what I'm talking about. That coach that made that decision to do that play, it's just like, that's all I hear about now. He was on the
live with that for the rest of his life.
Oh, for sure. And he's still standing by the fact that he said, I did the right thing at the right time. And he said, did you make mistakes? I said, no, that's what I did, and that's what I would do again. Well, maybe I wouldn't do it again, but so he's kind of like, wavering back and forth. But bottom line is, he screwed up. I was at a game with some folks, and I'm not really an avid football sports kind of guy. I do like to watch the end results and root for the home team and all that good stuff, which the Bears are not in the Super Bowl again, but I digress. So this guy, he made this decision to do I think they had two downs and 2 yards to go. I mean, everything was right on the line, and he decided to throw a pass that got intercepted and just turn the whole thing around and ended up losing the Super Bowl. Talking about the Seahawks. And with that being said, the people I was around, they just jumped up in shock and awe, looking at the TV, their mouths open. Then they start hollering and screaming, "What the blood?" And it was just on from there. That's all you hear from everybody about. Well,
I will say this: if going back to the photography thing, I wish I could have got that shot of William Sherman's face, the guy on the Seahawks. He was talking to he's the biggest trash talker in the world, saying, we're going to win, we're going to do it. But as soon as they threw the ball, just the look is priceless. That was hilarious.
But a lot of people are sick. I can go back and get it for you.
Well, I don't want to disrupt that. Remember, if you change one thing, then all of a sudden the Seahawks win and the whole timeline gets screwed up. So we don't want to deal with all that. Remember the last time you did that, we went to Iraq. You see what I'm saying?
Don't tell him.
Right.
Right. Let him know it's my fault. Oh man.
Slavery would have ended 300 years earlier if it wasn't for Don. But anyway, Marshawn Lynch should have got the ball. Marshawn Lynch was the most expected. Beast mode. Should have got the ball. Right. He was unstoppable the whole game. Nobody could stop this man. And it was a quick play.
Right, over the line.
All the Madden players know that. You do a QB sneak. But what they should have did was, I had to take a little drink there. I don't know if you guys heard that or not.
Yeah, we heard. What you got? What you working with? What you working with there? What's bubbling today?
Aquafina. And I got a little bit of lemonade. Aquafina lemonade. Okay. William Sherman should have gotten the ball, but I will say I watched the game with Peyton Manning during the Super Bowl year, and it was the exact same situation. He was on a 1 yard line. Second down, same situation, and everybody was expecting him to do a quick QB sneak, win the game, and then he didn't. He threw a pass. The receiver caught the pass.
What happened?
They won. Then right after Peyton Manning never does interviews after the game. This one, Peyton Manning didn't care. He would throw 10 touchdowns, and he would go back to watching tape or pick up the book or something. This one, Peyton Manning was in his zone. He actually did it. The announcer was shocked. He came up to her like, "Oh, you want to talk to me?" He was like, "Yeah." It was some random lady from like Cincinnati. It was like World Star Hip Hop, just a random reporter. He just went up to, and he told her, "Listen," he said, "a lot of people are wondering why I threw the ball, and I just didn't run it or I just didn't walk it in." He said, "That's why I threw it, because you all were expecting the run. The defense was prepared for the run. So I wanted to exploit that, and the guy was able to walk. Instead of run, he was able to walk into the end zone."
So this guy was
and it made sense because it worked. Okay, now that's one. Absolving him. So I'm not holding him too much. But then the second thing, a lot of conspiracy theory, people are saying, your boy Marshawn Lynch wants too much money. Yeah. So they're trying to, show the team that they don't need him, that the team can go on without Mark. They're trying to devalue him, his worth for that team.
Man, that's terrible. That's terrible. Business is business. And from a business
it's terrible, but see, that's my point. Don stole my point. We did a treatment earlier, and Don's stealing my points now. But business is business. And the people are saying this are race things because he's African-American, because he's not been doing interviews. But at the end of the day, I would say money's the number one issue. Marshawn Lynch is worth $20 million a year. Well, I mean, that's expensive, but probably like, $10 million, $7 million a year. But the situation is he signed a contract 2 years ago. And 2 years ago or 3 years ago, he wasn't the best running back in the NFL. He wasn't at the level he is now. So he signed a 5-year deal for maybe $2 or $3 million per year. Even before this season started, because he won the Super Bowl last year, and before this season started, he didn't even want to go to practice. He said, I'm not going to go to practice. And then they said, in your contract, it says, if you do not show up to practice, you will be fined something like $50,000 per day. And we still not going to trade you. So what happened? He brought his butt to practice. But see, here's my thing, though. I mean, what do you think about that? Now that you know the business part of it, is it a conspiracy theory or is it a business move?
It looks like a little both. It's just the fact that he's black is evident. It's just on the table and out there. And the fact that it's a business move. I say business comes before color in this particular case, if we're going to go with that type of thinking. So business is always about the bottom line. So you're not a name, you're a dollar sign. And with all those dollar signs involved around him, it's very possibly a business move. Yeah, I can see that taking place now. Once you paint the picture in that way.
And
no question.
I'm not mad at him. Right, I'm not mad at him for doing what he's doing, not want to do interviews, not feel like, because he is one of the most valuable players on the team. But at the same time, it's a team. So, I mean...
And he would have been the MVP had it gone that way, of course.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Man, they definitely would have had to pay him at that point. But the other thing, our running backs are a dime a dozen. They go in and out of the NFL. They can be hurt 1 year, not play for 2 or 3 years, get one little injury, and be done. You can guarantee this guy $10 million, and next year he gets hurt. Wow. He might get run over by he might get run over by a car or something. He might get your boy Suge Knight might hit him with a car. That was the joke. Suge Knight may run over.
Suge Knight is running people over in cars? What? Again?
Yeah, I mean, you forgot what happened when Tupac was in a car with him. You forgot about that.
He was in the car. He was in the car.
But see, here's the thing: he didn't get hit once. How many drive-bys have you heard of that people been getting shot at, but only one person gets perfectly? I don't know. You know what? I don't even know, man. But see, here's my thing about that whole Suge Knight Tupac thing. If it was just that isolated incident with Suge Knight, I would probably get a man a pass. But even before that, Suge Knight has all of these things just that randomly he's in a club somewhere with Chris Brown and 2 people die. Suge Knight and Chris Brown said, we had nothing to do with that. It was a coincidence. you know, people at death row saying that my fingers got broken. I tried to get out of my contract, then all of a sudden somebody broke into my house and beat me up. You know, I'm just saying, like, yeah. I woke up. I saw a horse head in my bed when I woke up in the morning. Right. You know, I'm just saying.
You too? You had one in your bed? What kind of horse was it?
I mean, you probably going to have one for putting this blog post up about this, for talking about it right now.
Wait a minute. Wait, me? I know nothing. I see no sugar.
I mean, you're a writer. I'm just an actor. You wrote the script, Don. I mean, let's be real. You wrote the treatment. You told me what to say verbatim.
And I live in his house, so when you come looking for me, just come to his house and blow up that house, that I'll be in there, okay?
I live in it, but you own it.
Yeah. Well, anyway, yeah. So he's in trouble again, and it's not looking good based on your coincidence theory. I mean, if you're always around when bad stuff is happening, then you might have a little something to do with it. Something about the timing. It's always about timing, and he's got some awful timing. If he's wasn't he in the Twin Towers back in 9/11? I heard he was in New York.
Oh, God, that's too soon from that. That's too soon. You just took it to a whole nother. You just.
Okay.
But Michael Jackson. But Michael Jackson was supposed. No, Michael Jackson was supposed to be on the Twin Towers on 9/11. There's an interview where Janet Jackson said that, but he overslept and missed it. Because, you know, he had the sleeping problem where he couldn't fall asleep. So his interview was like at 8 in the morning, and he finally fell asleep at 6. So he didn't wake up. Had he have not had that sleeping problem, he would have been in the World Trade Center September 11th. Can you believe that?
Oh, man.
True story.
That's a true story I hadn't heard, but it's very believable, especially with Suge being there. I mean, it's even more believable now. Now that we know that Michael Jackson.
Now you making me think that Suge Knight was he really in the World Trade? Like, if he was, then that takes this to a whole nother conspiracy theory level. We talking about, and this man, because people said that. You know, I hear stuff about blood sacrifices and all of this and secret societies. But if he was, and I'm not saying that he was or was not, but if that man was on the same block as the World Trade Center, if he was in New York and from California, if he was in the city of New York, in the city limits of September 11th, then there's something else to that story. I'm just saying that. I believe everything.
You're not saying, but you're just saying. Yeah, anything's possible.
If he was on the East Coast, if he was eating clam chowder, if he had a bowl of clam chowder that day, he was in on it.
Wow.
That's it.
Look out, world.
Case closed.
Look out, world.
Guilty vote.
You heard it here first. You heard it here first. Yes. Talk him up.
Those are the facts.
Yes.
I object. Sustained. Just like another conspiracy theory that actually happened in Chicago. The new governor, not Chicago, Illinois. You know, the governor Pat Quinn, he lost to Bruce Werner, and on his way out, he set some traps for Bruce Werner. Let me tell you what he did, guys. He did 2 traps for him. One trap blew up in his face. The other one did. Bruce's, you know, you get us once. You don't get us twice. You know, and I'm not for Democrat or Republican in this sense. I don't support anybody on this one. I'm just going to say what happened. Pat Quinn changed the minimum wage from $7 per hour to something crazy like $14 per hour, or $10 an hour for something like that, something crazy. And it would go into effect immediately. And just think, if you're running a business, or just like McDonald's, even big businesses, small businesses, if you got 10 employees, you got a payroll of $10,000, your payroll would instantly double. Instantly, just like with 2 months notice, just double. Like what business could sustain, and I'm all for increasing the minimum wage, but I mean, come on, really doubling the minimum wage? Come on now. So here's the thing. Bruce Ronald, when he got in office, he would have to repeal that. And as soon as he repealed it, they came out the flood works. He's not for the common man. He's taking away for the people.
That was a successful step right there.
So then Bruce Ronald said, okay, well, in certain areas of Chicago and for certain jobs, I actually am going to increase the wage. And I saw it firsthand what happened. Panera Bread. Okay. I've been taking meetings at Panera Bread, 95th and Western, for the last 10 years. Meeting people, web design, photography, whatever. That's been my office. I used to have a office downtown that I would rent out occasionally when I had a meeting or something. But that Panera Bread was perfect. It was in a nice area of town. It was very professional, but it's gone. There's no Panera Bread there. We're moving across the street to Oakland. They said we're not going to be in Chicago no more. They closed. Wow. That Panera Bread is gone. It's gone.
Dang.
It's done. There's no more Panera Bread. 95th and Western.
Man. Wow.
And another, here's another trap. Well, I wouldn't say a trap, or, this is what some people are saying. Pat Quinn was supposed to give licenses for medical marijuana to certain businesses in Illinois.
Okay. All right.
This was supposed to, right. This was supposed to go into effect on January 1st. Like January 1st, the businesses were supposed to be opening their doors. So they have to get their license, months in advance. But he said, no. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to let the Republican give the licenses for medical marijuana. And historically, Republicans have been against, medicinal marijuana. But Bruce Ronald, he gave it to him. They have the licenses.
So let me get this straight. So it's legal as of January the 1st, but nobody can sell it or buy it because there's nobody to buy it from? Is that so? People are doing it.
They have them now.
Can you clarify that?
They have done it. He has given the licenses out. The stores, as long as you have your pre-existing condition, then you can buy marijuana in Chicago. Yes, it's on, like Donkey Kong. You about to, pretty soon, another 2 years, we're about to fill prescriptions at Walgreens for some of that Kush.
Wow.
You'll be getting Kush prescriptions in the drive-through, at Walgreens. Go to your doctor. My uncle's a doctor. Uncle Peter, I need a Kush. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't go to Uncle Peter. I wouldn't go to because here's the thing. Even though it's legal, jobs may frown upon that. But I'm all for it. I think crime will actually go down when you decriminalize non-addictive drugs. It's not a drug because it's not addictive. Chocolate is more addicting than marijuana is.
And coffee.
They've done studies about that. And and coffee's another one. And snow kills more people than marijuana. Nobody has never died from just smoking natural marijuana and nothing else with no other condition. Nobody in history. There's been no cases. But plenty of people get alcohol poisoning every day. Every day. Every day.
Crazy with that stuff. They call it a binge or something when they
right.
When I didn't even know kids take it, just turn up a whole fist. Is that binge?
And I didn't even know what a binge was. I didn't even know what a binge was. When I went downtown to take those pictures, I started talking to a female that explained what a binge is. A binge is you have a job, you working hard, you probably work long hours, so you don't have time to go out. You know, you're working.
Okay.
You're working so hard that you don't have time to turn up, or you don't have the money or the situation. So when you do drink, you go buck wild. You kill a whole fifth in 15 minutes.
Oh man!
Because
damn,
that's binging. That's drinking a lot in a little bit of time. And once
that'd be my record.
I
was good. That'd be my record. I was knocking fists down in 23 minutes, 30 seconds. But the people are doing it in 15 minutes now. Wow, that's awesome.
23 minutes. But what are you drinking though? A fifth of what?
A little Jack.
See, yeah, that's a problem. Yeah. I wonder how that photography will come out.
Drinking Jack. Oh man, those are the best pictures ever, man.
No, but see, that's the thing. You can buy as much Jack Daniels as you want. You get as drunk as you want in your house. As long as you're not putting anybody else at risk, you can drink 10 fifths of Jack Daniels. I mean, it's America. As long as you're not driving and putting nobody at risk, you're an adult. You should be able to, make adult decisions.
Okay.
So like Cat Williams said, like Cat Williams said, you can smoke as much marijuana as you want. All you'll do is get high as hell. You take a whole bottle of Tylenol. That'll be the last headache you ever had. You won't have no headache. You'll be done. And that's something that a child can go to a store and buy. You can get high off a certain type of sleeping pills and Tylenol. A 10-year-old boy can buy some Sudafed. And, they go the internet. I don't want to put too much out there, but it's stuff people do.
Right. And wild and wacky stuff. I mean, these kids just try anything, and when somebody does it,
not try. We giving it to them. No, we giving it to them. We giving them Ritalin. We giving them all of these prophylactics and all of this. I don't even know what that word means. I think I used it the wrong way.
Yeah, We're not talking birth control. We're talking drugs.
No, but I'm saying that. But those kind of pills and medicine, if they're taken, they're supposed to be taken one at a time. But if you crush it up, 5 of them, and add a little Sudafed, and they have different effects on the body.
I bet they do. Man, you're in the pharmaceuticals for real with that kind of education.
I'm just saying, kids try stuff like that, and we just get here, Johnny. Here's a bottle of a Class C drug. Now take it responsibly. Johnny will go buck wild. Johnny could go wild. Johnny could go wild like Whitney Houston's daughter, because unwise.
What a sad thing. Yeah, it is. That's
it's
sad. I mean,
it's sad. It's sad, but it's a shame. And wrapping up, I wish them the best. The family, the thoughts, the prayers go out. But that just shows, man. It can be anything, anytime. We really don't know. But Don. I mean, this was a great episode, though, man. I mean, the flow is improving. Yeah, we got 1 minute left. Just winding everything down.
Okay. Well, I better get ready to go do what I got to do. I got to go walk my cat out here in the snow, and that's not an easy task, too. You ever walk your cat?
Especially putting a leash on it. Like, I don't think Mr. Jingo's likes when you put the sweater, vest, and the leash.
Oh.
And then you got one of those collars with
the...
You got one of those collars with the tasers in them, too, so I don't know if it, Mr. Django,
man,
that's the name of your cat.
Like when he gets that snow, he just keeps jumping around like he's, instead of hitting the hot plate, he's hitting the cold plate, and that's not going easy on him.
But that's what's up. 15 seconds left. Well, man, I enjoyed this. Check us out, WWEC Media.
Amen.
Hey, we'll talk to you guys later, and take it 8.
See you next time.